Before I drilled the hole in here, I did a check to verify that when I pull this back this thing away from the cutter and put it back in, it comes back in on centre, and it proved that pulling it out, putting it back, put it back to centre to within 1 thou, which is good enough for that. So I've got the boring head set up. So I've brought it down. I've rubbed it against the side of the bore. So now I've done a quick measurement. I'm at 30mm at the moment, and I've had another measure up this morning, and I'm actually going to take this out to 32.6. So I've got 2.6 to come out of there. So really it's just a case of putting a bit of cut on and seeing how we get on. And in the short term, until I get it sort of out pretty much to where it needs to be, I'm just going to measure it with my calipers. And once we get towards finished size, then I'll go in with some telescopic gauges and a mic. So that's took 0.7. What I have to remember with this boring head is that the increments that you move it on by when you increase the depth of cut is double on the bore. So if you want 1mm out, you put 0.5 on the cut on the head, and that will give you 1mm. So I'm going to go. We'll go 0.3. So we'll take a 0.3. We should take 0.6 out. Thirty-one point three. So if I take another 0.3 on here, that should put that somewhere around 32, 31.9. So let's just see. 0.1, 0.3. So that is now, yeah, 31.9. So that is almost bob on. What I will do, obviously as with most boring operations, it does pay just to take a spring cut before you get it down to your final measurements, just to take, there's a bit of deflection in the tool, and that'll just if I take another cut now, it's going to take a cut. That's took just short of 0.01. Okay, so we're at we are at, give or take, we're at 32. That's 0.6. In theory, I should be able to just take one more cut, and that would be there. What I'm going to do is I'll just get some. I've got my snap gauges and a micrometer. I'll see whether I can actually get a reading on that without. I might be able to just. Yeah, I might be able to get away with that. Okay, so that's saying that's 31.93, and I had it at yeah, so I was 31.9 with the calipers, well, 31.9 and a bit. So that's, just take another double check. Yeah, 31.93. Okay, so I need 0.67. 0.67. Right, I'll split that and I'll go 0.2, and then take a measurement again. Do a spring cut with a little bit of cutting fluid in there, just to see. Okay. Just a bit gold on the end of that tip. I'll get that. I'll measure this and I'll just clear that. Get a stone and just rub that tip off a little bit, and then I'll bring you back. Right, we're at 32.33, so I want 0.27. I think what I'll do is I'll take another 0.2. Ah, no, hold a minute. Can't you see, this is where you've got to be careful. I want 0.27, so I've got to divide that by 2, because if I dial 0.27 in on here, I'll take 0.54. Yeah, nearly. So 0.27, 0.135. So 0.13. 0.13. We'll go at 0.13. That's 1. And 3 there. Right, let's try that. Okay. I think what I'll do is I'll just take a spring cut on that. We'll have a measure. Thirty-two 32.58. So it's 0.2. Shy of where I really want it to be, but 0.2. That's close enough. What I'll do is I'll just take another spring cut out of there and just see what that gives me, because it's that close. If I try and put another adjustment on, I'm going to be way over. It's took a little bit out, but it was really just rubbing down the ball there. So don't forget I've got allowance in here for duct tape anyway, so that that'll give a certain amount. I'm happy with that. Right, it's right on the change between snap gauge sizes. The other one is just a bit too small. Okay, it's about 0.015 millimeters shy of where I want to be, so I'm going to call that it, because I can't dial this head fine enough to take the difference out of that, so we'll call that it. I think that'll be fine. I'll take another measurement. I should have backed it out really, but I wanted, if you can leave it in place, it's always better, because then there's no discrepancy at all. But I will give it a final measurement, I think, before I take it out of the vise. that's reading the same. Let's just pull it back. I can get straight at it now. Can you still see that? Yeah, you can still see that. Right, this is the proper way of doing it, of course. You can get directly above it. Just pull back. So it's reading exactly the same. It's 0.015 short of the 32.6 that I wanted. So I'm going to call that it. Yep. Okay. I'll break that out of there. I'll do a little bit of deburring around the hole and just take that sharp edge off, and on the bottom side where the tools broke through, and that's finished. So I'll bring you back once I've got it out and split.